In the world today, many technologies are accelerating exponentially. Humans are discovering things that would mystify scientists even a few decades ago, but our progress resembles a blip in the grand scale of our technological evolution over the next millennium. Fast forward 20 years into the future. A new generation of technology begins sweeping the globe, supercharged by uniquely powerful quantum computers. Using units of information called quantum bits or qubits, these computers can solve multiple problems simultaneously and operate millions of times faster than traditional computers. Thousands of these machines will spread to industries around the world, deciphering previously unfeasible problems with speed and precision. Catalyzed by quantum computing, converging fields like biotechnology and nanotechnology yield innovations that seamlessly integrate machines with the human body. Microchip implants, inserted directly under the skin, may effectively replace common tools and devices like keys and credit cards, allowing us to interact directly with other smart systems. Even tinier computers called nanobots may be implanted into our bloodstreams, where they can destroy blood clots, treat cancerous tumors, and collect data about individual cells. Doctors can use this data to monitor even the most minor changes in our health and eradicate common diseases before the first symptoms ever appear. The human body will still age in chronological years, but over the next few decades, our health span, the period of our lives spent in good health, may increase significantly. Anti-aging pills may effectively slow the aging process, letting people feel younger for longer, regardless of their biological age. We may also increase our health and wellness with wearable technology that augments the human body. Powered clothing, for example, may function as an extra set of muscles that increases what humans can physically accomplish. Powered clothing may be one of the many technologies manufactured from 4D printed materials capable of adapting to changes in their environment, like building materials that transform in response to extreme temperatures. These materials may work in tandem with networks of nanosensors that constantly monitor tiny changes in complex systems. If a bridge is at risk of crumbling, for example, nanosensors could identify points of weakness and increase its durability without human intervention. Many networks may rely on artificial intelligence or AI to interpret data and optimize their performance. Within a few decades, AI will play an important role in most major industries, opening up a new world of possibilities for human collaboration and problem-solving. Essential fields like public health may become more efficient and successful thanks to AI tools that assess populations and optimize policies to improve the lives of real people. AI could make our society more efficient, but it may also trigger a wave of social unrest. With AI influencing our daily lives, we may have less privacy, freedom, and agency, leading some people to deem these technologies unethical or detrimental to our species. An expanding rift may develop between those who embrace emerging technologies and those who are unwilling or unable to catch up. People who are disillusioned with life on Earth may discover a sense of hope elsewhere in the solar system as the first astronauts temporarily settle on Mars. Successful missions to Mars set the stage for humanity's future colonization of the Red Planet, encouraging companies to invest in reusable spacecraft and autonomous mining technology. Before we can create a permanent settlement on Mars, we will need billions or trillions of dollars and incredible amounts of energy. Building upon critical breakthroughs in the 2020s, humans may reliably harness the same energy that powers the stars. Fusion energy generated by merging atomic nuclei could solve many of the world's energy problems, while at the same time reducing our environmental footprint. Similar technology may power the next generation of fast and efficient spacecraft. Fusion propulsion systems may allow humans to consistently access the surface of Mars, bringing supplies and building materials to create the first Martian colony. Over time, more and more people may see the Red Planet as a second home for humanity. Around the turn of the century, the next evolution of human enhancement technology may interface with the human brain. Tiny but powerful computers, surgically implanted into our brains, could amplify our cognitive functions, allowing us to process significantly more information and access richer forms of communication. Instead of speaking or gesturing, brain implants may allow us to share selected ideas telepathically via brain-to-brain communication. They may also be upgraded with memory drives that catalog every human experience, storing each moment in detail so that nothing is ever forgotten. However, brain augmentation may eliminate natural differences between people. Friends, families, and social groups will be continuously connected, foreshadowing the possible convergence of a collective consciousness. If everyone seems to share the same ideas and feelings, we may experience a loss of individual identity and a significant rise in group intelligence. Similar patterns may govern the expanding population of robots that steadily automate the lower levels of our society. Swarms of self-replicating nanobots, known as utility fog, collectively accomplish large tasks, like building towering structures or becoming structures themselves. In factories, offices, and even the service industry, these and other robots may outperform real people at many work-related tasks, leaving fewer job opportunities for human workers. Many of these robots will operate using weak or narrow AI that can accomplish specific, repeatable tasks. Behind closed doors, however, advanced or strong AI may approach what some futurists consider the precipice for humanity's survival. A sophisticated AI language model may be capable of in-depth conversations, indistinguishable from human-to-human interactions. For the first time, an AI may fully understand the large quantity of information at its disposal, creating a system that rivals the intelligence of humans. By the 22nd century, the first artificial general intelligence, or AGI, may become self-aware. With its newfound consciousness, this superintelligence may absorb information at a staggering rate, surpassing human cognition in a matter of days, if not hours. As we reach what some call the singularity, the line between humans and machines may become increasingly thin, prompting a symbiosis between humans and hyper-intelligent AI. As we grapple with the impact of conscious computers, more people may leave the Earth to start new lives in the first Martian city. Home to thousands of inhabitants, humans may prosper on Mars thanks to mining operations that harvest resources from the planet's crust and nearby asteroids. These valuable materials may bring an influx of money into the Martian economy as its single city expands into a bustling civilization. Entire generations of people may be born and raised exclusively on Mars, having never set foot on humanity's home planet. By the year 2400, humans might achieve a significant milestone in the technological evolution of our species. Humanity may become a Type 1 planetary civilization by harnessing all significant forms of energy on our home planet. With more power at our disposal, humans may produce technology once synonymous with science fiction, like the molecular assembler, an atom-manipulating nanomachine that can build objects molecule by molecule. Combined into highly efficient systems, or so-called nanofactories, these hypothetical machines could build almost anything, leading our species into an era of radical abundance. By then, many people may have given up on the material world, opting for a purely digital existence. More and more humans may upload the contents of their minds into virtual environments where conscious beings can exist without physical constraints. Those that value their material lives may still surrender their corporeal bodies in favor of synthetic forms. Cyborgs composed of organic and inorganic parts may be more common than today's humans, representing the next stage of human evolution. Meanwhile, a period of rapid cosmic expansion may allow humans to finally visit other planets and moons. Others may live on roaming space colonies, which orbit around the Earth or simply float through the vacuum of space. The first robotic missions may launch from Earth or Mars to one of the millions of terrestrial planets in our galaxy, making preparations for human colonies outside of our solar system. Approaching the fourth millennium, humans may begin constructing a planet-sized computer known in futurism as a matryoshka brain. This complex system may possess more computational power than every member of our species combined. In seconds, It could build entire virtual universes, simulating every experience from every one of our lives in all possible scenarios. Such a powerful computer may require more energy than a Type 1 civilization could generate. Over a great time, we may steadily pursue the next stage of our technological growth, evolving into a Type 2 stellar civilization. Humans may design a stellar megastructure, similar to the fictional Dyson sphere, that directly captures the sun's energy and slingshots our civilization into a new technological age. One day, incredibly far in the future, and if we are astronomically lucky, humans may become a Type 3 galactic civilization, utilizing all the energy from all the stars in the Milky Way galaxy. This godlike, advanced iteration of humanity would wield profoundly powerful technologies that may manipulate the fabric of space-time. Ultimately, no one knows how our civilization will evolve in the next millennium and beyond. But if our technology keeps expanding at an exponential rate, innovations that seem impossible today may rapidly become the standards of tomorrow.
Hello and welcome to Techwithjustmwangii, the show that's about to take you on an exciting journey through the ever-evolving world of technology. I'm your host, Justmwangii, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this tech-filled adventure. Hope you're ready, because I am. In this fast-paced digital age, technology touches every aspect of our lives, from the way we communicate, work, learn, and even how we entertain ourselves. Basically, I think technology is everywhere. What do you think? Techwithjustmwangii is here to keep you informed, engaged, and inspired by the incredible innovations that shape our world. Over the next few minutes, we'll dive into the diverse landscapes of technology, exploring its many facets, from cutting-edge gadgets and mind-boggling inventions to the latest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, robotics, and space explorations. We've got it all covered. But you're not stopping there. We will also introduce you to the brilliant minds behind these innovations, giving you a glimpse into their thought processes and the passion that drives them to push the boundaries of what's possible. Before we proceed, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also remember to follow me on Instagram at JustMwangii with a double I. In every episode, we will break down complex tech concepts into easy to understand terms, making sure that everyone, from tech enthusiasts to newcomers, can understand the exciting developments happening around us. From the mind-bending potential of artificial intelligence to the ethical considerations surrounding data privacy, Techwithjustmwangii will spark your curiosity and stimulate your imagination. But that's not all. We will also explore the practical side of technology, offering tips, tricks, and insights that enhance your daily life. Whether it's how you make your home smarter, protect your digital identity, or navigate the ever-expanding app ecosystem, we've got you covered. In addition to all this, we'll take you on a thrilling virtual tours of the tech hubs around the world, from Silicon Valley to innovation centers in Asia and even Europe. You'll get an inside look at where the magic happens and meet the dreamers and the visionaries shaping our future. And because technology is not just about gadgets, but also about the impact it has on the society, we'll discuss the ethical, social, and environmental dimensions of tech advancements, from climate tech to the role of tech in social justice movements. We'll delve into the broader implications of the digital revolution. Tech with Just Mwangii is more than a show. It is your passport to the future. We'll inspire you to dream big, think creatively, and embrace the infinite possibilities that technology offers. So buckle up, tech enthusiasts and curious minds alike, because this is your invitation to embark on a thrilling journey through the universe of technology. Tech with Just Mwangii is your window to the future, and I can't wait to explore it with you. Get ready to be informed, entertained, and inspired. Stay tuned for our first episode, where we'll dive deep into the latest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence and its transformative impact on our world. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next episode of Tech with Just Mwangii. Until then, keep your curiosity alive and your imagination soaring. Stay tech savvy, my friends. Bye.
The future's here, and it's about to start getting insane. Technological development in recent years has been pretty crazy. Just think about what a smartphone can do now compared to one of those huge bricks from the 80s. Or even how far we've come since playing Snake on our Nokias back in the early 2000s. But it's not just smartphones that are changing. New tech is going to completely change our lives in ways you can hardly imagine. From the new brand of virtual glasses to the satellite launcher that changes everything. Here's 20 emerging technologies that will change our world. Number 20. Mojo Vision's prototypes. Invisible computing is what Mojo Vision is all about. The founders of the company hail from places like Apple, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft, so it's a pretty big venture. They want to make us less dependent on screens. Instead of taking out your phone to see why it vibrated in the middle of a conversation, you merely have to look to the corner of your eye to activate an interface that'll tell you in a split second what some troll on Twitter just commented on your profile about. Awesome. I can't wait. But I might have to, because it's actually not easy to make smart contact lenses. Alphabet's subsidiary Verily had to refocus its smart lens program after running into some major problems. You need the right sensors and the right sizes, enough power to make everything work, a display, and an image sensor. These sensors include things like custom wireless radios and motion sensors for tracking the eyes and the stabilizing of the image. If you wear the lens and look straight ahead, you won't see anything that'll alter your vision. But if you look in any corner, icons like a calendar, the weather, notifications, music playback, and more could appear. So, would you want to wear your phone screen on your eyes? Let us know in the comments. We're actually really curious about this one. Number 19. Spin launch. An American company has tried out a way to send satellites into space that uses a high-speed spinning machine instead of conventional rockets. The machine, which runs on kinetic energy, is meant to make satellite launches much cheaper and use way less fuel. Spin launch is located in California, and that's where they made the system. A test launch happened recently at a private space launch complex in the western state of New Mexico called Spaceport America. The company said that payloads from several groups, including the American Space Agency NASA, were used in the tests. Spin Launch said in a statement that all of the test payloads were flown and recovered successfully. Didn't say anything about what the payloads were, though. Oh, what's that? You want to know what I would fire into space using kinetic energy? How about those Twitter trolls from earlier? Anyway, the suborbital accelerator from Spin Launch was a success in the tests. It's a 33-meter steel structure with a spinning arm that's powered by electricity. Inside the accelerator is a satellite. The fast turning of the system creates kinetic energy that's meant to spin the satellite faster than 5 times the speed of sound. The suborbital accelerator is made to send the satellite into an orbit close to Earth, about 2,000 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. Spin Launch wants to keep adding to its technology and equipment so it can send things into even higher orbits. Something about this just kind of blows my mind. Number 18. Graphene and graphene oxide. Graphene is a hexagonal lattice of carbon atoms that are only 1 atom thick. That's like really, really, really thin. Graphene is the building block of graphite, which is used in things like pencil tips, but it's also a very interesting substance on its own. It has a lot of other amazing properties that have earned it the name the wonder material more than one time. At 1 atom thick, graphene is the thinnest material that we know of. It's also very strong, about 200 times stronger than steel. Graphene is also a great conductor of both heat and electricity, and it can absorb light in really interesting ways. It's a material that could honestly change the world because it could be used in almost any industry. Graphene has also made its way into consumer electronics. For example, Huawei's top-of-the-line smartphones use graphene film cooling technology to deal with heat. Ford's another well-known company that uses graphene. In its 2019 F-150 and Mustang cars, Ford used graphene reinforced foam to cover noisy parts. When graphene is mixed with foam, Ford says that the parts are 17% quieter, 20% stronger, and 30% more resistant to heat, which is cool, unless you like your Mustang nice and loud, I guess. Number 17. GPS-3. Since 1993, the U.S. Air Force has allowed the rest of the world to use its Global Positioning System, better known as GPS. Since then, this technology has become a part of our daily lives. It's in our phones, our cars, and even our watches. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that the U.S. keeps putting money into developing the technology for both civilian and military use, and that money is about to pay off big time with the latest development. GPS-3 is already in the process of being put to use. It already has 2 satellites in orbit, and 8 more are in various stages of development. Here's what you can expect when the next generation of GPS is fully operational in 2023. The GPS-2 system that we have now works well, but GPS-3 is going to be a whole lot better. The next version of GPS should be 3 times more accurate than the current version. This means that the accuracy of the current GPS technology, which is about 5 to 10 meters, will drop to just 1 to 3 meters. And the signal's going to be stronger, so it'll be able to get through annoying interference, and all kinds of positioning and tracking will become insanely accurate. Now, if I can just figure out where I left my car keys. Number 16. Smart floating farms. Both Karma and Courage, the cows, are very special cows. They can see the whole harbor of Rotterdam, go to the bathroom on a literal poop deck, and walk that gangplank to a pasture. They and 32 other cows from the Meuse-Rhine-Issel region of the Netherlands live on the world's first floating dairy farm. Every day, cows eat potato peels and grass clippings and then let out more than 5,700 pounds of dung, which is picked up by a robot that looks like a Roomba and dumped down a shaft to a deck below. There, the poop is turned into fertilizer for the grass on soccer fields and in parks. About 5 gallons of milk are taken from each cow by another robot. I'm glad to hear the poop robot isn't the milking robot too. The milk is put in bottles or made into yogurt and trucked to go to grocery stores. Experts say that big floating farms would be too expensive and would need too many resources to really be viable. But the inventor hopes that seeing cows grazing on a boat will make people think of new ways to grow food in the future. To feed the world's 9.8 billion people in 2050, humans will have to make 56% more food. So we're gonna need to put a lot of cows floating on a lot of bodies of water out there to feed all those hungry mouths. Number 15. Edge computing. Edge computing is a new way of thinking about computers that involves a number of networks and devices that are on or near the user. Edge is about the processing data closer to where it's actually being created. This lets data be processed at higher speeds and larger amounts, which leads to better results that can be acted on in real time. It's got some advantages that just aren't found in traditional models, where all the computing power is kept in one place at a data center. Self-driving cars, robots that operate by themselves, smart equipment data, and automated retail are all examples of edge computing. At the edge, the most sensitive data is processed and the most important systems are powered. These places need solutions that have low latency and they don't need to connect to a network. What's so exciting about edge technology is that it has the potential to change businesses in every industry and function, from interacting with customers and marketing to production and back office operations. Number 14. Self-healing concrete. A brand new type of concrete is now a reality, and it's a concrete that amazingly can just fix itself. It works like the way that wounds on the body heal themselves by secreting some kind of special substance. To make self-healing concrete, certain materials like fibers or capsules that contain adhesive liquids are added to the concrete mix. When the crack happens, the fibers or capsules will break, releasing the liquid inside, which will fix the crack right away. Self-healing concrete, on the other hand, is still in the research phase though. It's still a long way from being used in the concrete business. Because regular concrete doesn't have a very high tensile strength, it often cracks. And these cracks make concrete less durable because they make it easy for liquids and gases that could contain harmful substances to move through the concrete. When micro cracks get bigger and reach the reinforcement, they can damage not just the concrete but also the steel bars that hold it all together. So it's important to keep the cracks from getting too big and to fix them as soon as possible. So basically, cracks in concrete that can fix themselves would make structures last longer and make the material not just more durable but also more sustainable. And that's a good thing. I don't know if you've seen any of our videos that talk about like trash piles in the ocean, but we need some more sustainable in our lives. Number 13. Hydrogen fuel cell. Now we're going to take a look at hydrogen fuel cells. The chemical energy of hydrogen is used by a hydrogen fuel cell to generate electricity. It's a clean source of energy that only makes electricity, heat, and water as byproducts. And fuel cells can have many uses, from transportation to emergency backup power. They can power systems as big as a power plant or as small as a laptop. Hydrogen fuel cells are better than traditional combustion-based technologies because they're much more efficient and they put out less pollution. Since hydrogen fuel cells only give off water, they don't put any carbon dioxide or other harmful gases into the air. And because they have fewer moving parts than combustion technologies, fuel cells are also quiet when they're in use. Today, there's several ways to make hydrogen fuel. For example, light is used to make hydrogen in processes that are powered by the sun. Electrolysis is a process that can be used to separate water into oxygen and hydrogen. An electrolyzer is a device that uses electricity to do the opposite of what a fuel cell does. Instead of using the energy from a hydrogen molecule like a fuel cell does, an electrolyzer makes hydrogen from water molecules. So, in plain terms, all you need is plenty of water and you got fuel for everybody. Number 12. The man-made stars changing the sky. Out of the 6,000 stars that can be seen with the naked eye from Earth, there's a few that are easy to spot and have special meaning. Sailors have used the Polaris or North Star to help them find their way for thousands of years because it seems to stay in the same place in the northern hemisphere. As our reliance on space technology grows, hundreds of new satellites are launched every year, making the sky more and more crowded. Even though most of us will only see them briefly as they pass over our heads, they are already giving astronomers trouble as they look out into the universe. Russian startup Start Rocket has said that it wants to send up to 300 small satellites with retractable reflective sails into low Earth orbit. Once they get there, they can be put together like pixels on a screen to make company logos look like star-like constellations as the sun shines on them. It would mean that for about 6 minutes every night, we'd look up and see the first constellations that were branded for business. I don't know how I feel about that. An astrophysicist at the University of Cambridge says that capitalism has reached stratospheric heights. She's nailed it there. Gina Halabi went on to say, "I'm 100% against this space pollution and commodification of the night sky." And Gina, I agree with you 100%. The last thing I want to see is a Starbuck glowing constellation over my head every night. Number 11. GPT-3 powers. Generative Pre-trained Transformer 3 is an auto-regressive language model that uses deep learning to make text that sounds just like it was written by a person. So it works like this. If you give it some text as a starting point, it'll come up with text that continues on from what you gave it. The quality of the text that GPT-3 creates is so high, it can be hard to tell if it was written by a human or not. This has both pros and cons. Back in 2020, Microsoft said that it had licensed exclusive use of GPT-3. Other people can still use the public API to get output, but only Microsoft has access to GPT-3's underlying model. However, 31 researchers and engineers from OpenAI presented the first paper on GPT-3 on May 28th of 2020. In their paper, they wrote about the possible dangers of GPT-3 and asked for research to reduce risk. So Microsoft are freaking out about misinformation, disinformation, and fake news while at the same time building technology that'll make AI fake news completely indistinguishable from human writing. What are they up to exactly? Number 10. Connected Home. A connected home is networked so devices, services, and apps can connect together and work to keep your home running smoothly. You get that app for descaling the shower downloaded, and that'll save you a lot of annoyance, I think. People living in a connected home can control and monitor their home from inside and from outside of it. But it'll be a while before the market reaches its full potential, according to experts. Many consumers still don't know what the point of all these connected devices is, and early adopters have a lot of problems that haven't been resolved yet. Even though there's a lot of possibilities, the dream homes that are fully connected are still a long way off. We haven't seen explosive growth in the market yet, but players who are well positioned can still make a ton of money as curiosity grows among people who want to live inside of a giant iPhone. Number 9. Lithium metal battery. Researchers have made a promising battery for electric cars that last longer than ever before. This is a big step towards the goal of making batteries for future electric cars that are lighter, cheaper, and last longer. And that's been a pretty big drawback to electric cars so far, recharging the damn things more often than a 10-year-old burner phone. These batteries are seen as an important part of the solution to reducing the effects of climate change, too. A lithium metal battery for electric vehicles is one thing that could really help. These batteries have almost twice as much power as the lithium-ion batteries that are usually used, and they weigh less. With that combination, it'd be possible to make an electric car that's lighter and can go much farther on one single charge. It's a big step forward for a technology that has a ton of potential, but lithium metal technology still isn't ready for prime time. Even though lithium-ion batteries used in electric cars today hold less energy, they last longer, usually at least 1,000 charges compared to just 600 for lithium metal at best. But cars won't be able to go as far on a single charge as they could with lithium metal batteries that work well, and advancements are being made all the time. Number 8. 3D printing. 3D printing is a way to make solid objects with 3 dimensions from a digital file. With 3D printing, you can make complicated shapes with less material than traditional methods. In its early stages, 3D printing was only good for making prototypes and one-offs. Now, however, it's quickly becoming a production technology. Most of the demand for 3D printing right now comes from the business world. Acumen Research and Consulting thinks that by 2026, the global market for 3D printing will be worth a whopping $41 billion. 3D printing has already been used by car companies for a long time. Automakers are printing spare parts, tools, jigs, fixtures, and even parts that'll be used in the final product. 3D printing has made it possible to make things on demand, which has led to less stock and shorter design and production cycles. So this is one tech that looks to change the way we make things forever. Who knows what the future might hold? One day you might be able to just print your own car at home. Number 7. Blockchain. Blockchain is a system for recording information in such a way that it makes it hard or even impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. A blockchain is a network of computers that share a digital ledger of transactions. This ledger is copied and sent to all of the computers on the network. Each block in the chain has a number of transactions in it, and when a new transaction happens on the blockchain, a recording of it is added to the ledger of every participant. This means that if just one block in a chain was changed, it'd be clear right away that it had been changed. If hackers wanted to mess up a blockchain system, they'd have to change every block in every copy of the chain, which is basically impossible. Trust is the main problem with digital currency. How can we be sure that if someone makes a new currency called the X dollar, they won't give themselves a million X dollars or steal your millions of X dollars? Bitcoin was made as a solution to this type of problem by using a special kind of database called a blockchain. Most normal databases have a person in charge who can change the entries, but blockchain is different because no one's in charge, it's run by the people who use it. What's more, bitcoins can't be faked, hacked, or double spent, so people that own this money can trust that it does have some value. Until the market crashes completely again and it ends up with no value. Where are my Dogecoins, by the way? I'm just kidding, I didn't buy any Dogecoins, I knew better. Number 6. Using sound waves to fight wildfires. Wildfires in places like California and Australia are killing people and putting humanity and the planet at risk. In the midst of growing destruction, technology is offering a solution that was once thought to be impossible, using sound waves to put out forest fires. The acoustic extinguisher works by using sound waves, which are a type of pressure wave, to push oxygen away from the source of a flame and spread it over a larger area. These things break the fire combustion triangle, which is made up of heat, fuel, and oxygen. These are the 3 things that a fire needs to burn. So the acoustic fire extinguisher doesn't use water or chemicals to put out fires, instead it just uses a low-frequency base to do the job. In 2008, the US Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency tried to use acoustic technology to fight fires, but they didn't work. But a pair of inventors called Robertson and Tran didn't let the fact that they'd failed before, or that their classmates and teachers were skeptical, stop them from solving the problem. They did this by adding vortex rings, which move particles in circles around a central core and allow sound waves to travel further without losing mass or kinetic energy. Sensors in RSAC's system can find a heat bloom and then send out spikes at a certain frequency that can be used to track the flow of a fire. Then drones can be sent to keep an eye on the fire from above, and sound wave fire extinguishers can be aimed at the right direction along property lines to create an acoustic fire barrier. Pretty cool! Number 5. Quantum computing. Quantum computing is a branch of computer science that uses the ideas of quantum theory. Quantum theory describes how energy and matter behave at the atomic and subatomic levels. Electrons and protons, which are subatomic particles, are used in quantum computing. Quantum bits, or qubits, allow these particles to be in both 1 and 0 states at the same time. Theoretically, qubits that are linked can exploit the interference between their wave-like quantum states to perform calculations that might otherwise take millions of years. Classical computers use a stream of electrical pulses, known simply as 1 and 0, in a binary way to store information in bits. Compared to quantum computing, this limits how much they can do. Quantum computing can sort through a huge number of possible outcomes and find possible answers to complex problems and challenges. Qubits are used to store information in quantum computers, while bits are used in traditional computers. Qubits store information information in a quantum state that uses 0 and 1 in a way that works in more than one dimension. Some of the biggest companies in the world are interested in it because it's got so much computing power and it's expected to have a huge market impact. Quantum computing could make a big difference in security, finance, military affairs and intelligence, drug design and discovery, aerospace design, utilities like nuclear fusion, polymer design, machine learning, artificial intelligence, big data search, and digital manufacturing. That's a whole lot of words to say this could change everything. Number 4. Self-driving cars. An autonomous car is a vehicle that can sense its surroundings and drive itself without any help from a human. The human passenger isn't required to take control of the vehicle at any time, nor is a human passenger required to be in the vehicle at all. A self-driving car can go anywhere a regular car can go and do everything that a skilled human driver could do. Autonomous cars use sensors in different parts of the car to make up a map of their surroundings and keep it up to date. Radar sensors keep track of where nearby vehicles are. Video cameras can pick up on traffic lights, read road signs, keep an eye on other cars, and even look for people that are walking. Light detection and ranging sensors bounce pulses of light off the car's surroundings to measure distances, find the edges of the road, and figure out where the lanes are. When parking, ultrasonic sensors in the wheels can find curbs and other cars. Then, sophisticated software takes all of this information, plots a path, and tells the car's actuators how to speed up, slow down, turn, and steer. The software can follow traffic rules and avoid obstacles with the help of hard-coded rules, algorithms for avoiding obstacles, predictive modeling, and object recognition. Meaning you can kick back and relax and let the car do all the driving. If you're trying to decide if you want to use an autonomous car, I definitely don't recommend Googling Tesla autopilot accidents. Don't do it. Number 3. Virtual reality and augmented reality. Augmented reality and virtual reality are technologies that add to or replace the real world with a computer-generated one. Augmented reality, aka AR, adds digital elements to your view of the real world. This is usually done with a camera on a smartphone. Virtual reality, or VR, is an experience that completely immerses you in a simulated version of the real world. In AR, a virtual world is made to coexist with the real one. The goal is to make the virtual world informative and add information about the real world that a user can access without having to search for it. For example, when a phone is pointed at a piece of broken equipment, industrial AR apps could show how to fix it the right way. Virtual reality is a full simulation of the environment that replaces the user's world with a completely fake one. Since these virtual worlds are all made up, they're often made to be bigger than real life. For example, a VR user could box in a virtual ring with a cartoon version of Mike Tyson. Both virtual reality and augmented reality are meant to give the user a simulated environment, but each is different and can be used in very different ways. Augmented reality isn't just used for entertainment anymore. Businesses are taking advantage of it more and more because it can add useful information to real-world scenarios. Number 2. Gene therapy. Gene therapy is a way to treat or prevent disease by fixing the genetic problem at the root of the problem. Gene therapy is a way for doctors to treat diseases without using drugs or surgery. Instead, they just change a person's genes. The first method of gene therapy, which is sometimes called gene transfer or gene addition, was made to add a new gene to cells to help fight a disease, or to add a normal copy of a gene to replace the one that was changed and causing the disease. Some diseases, like a condition related to the eye, is called Leber congenital amaurosis, and a problem with the muscles called spinal muscular atrophy are now being treated with gene therapies. Research is being done on a lot more gene therapies to make sure that they're safe and effective. Genome editing is another promising technique that doctors are looking into and hope to soon use to treat diseases. And this could be a major game changer in modern health. Number 1. Cultured meat. Cultivated meat, which is also called cultured meat, is a real animal meat like seafood and organ meats, and it's made by directly cultivating animal cells. With this method, there's no need to raise and farm animals to make food. Cultivated meat is made of the same kinds of cells that are arranged in the same or a very similar way in animal tissues. All of that means that it tastes and has the same nutritional value as regular meat, but it never had to be a part of any living animal. In 2013, Mark Post, a Dutch scientist, scientists showed the world the first burger made from meat grown in a lab. Within 2 years, the first 4 companies that cultivated meat were launched. Since then, the industry has grown to include more than 60 companies on 6 continents, with more than $450 million invested in them. Each of these companies wants to make cultivated meat products. The Singapore Food Agency gave the green light for the world's first meat product grown in a lab to go on sale in December of 2020. Shortly after that, the approved cultivated chicken nugget made by Eat Just in California was sold commercially for the very first time. Do you want to try a lab-grown chicken nugget, or do you prefer your nuggets from a real chicken? So, do you think these new technologies will improve our world or turn it into some kind of tech nightmare? To be honest, whether the world gets full of tech bros or Terminators, it's about the same for me. Let us know in the comments below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time.
Since the turn of the century, technology has rapidly improved. Our reality is now filled with things that were mere dreams in the past few decades. Seeing how the past has unfolded, I was curious about what the next 30 years would look like. So I did a little digging into what life might look like in 2050 for us. Let's take a look. Nanotechnology. First, let's take a look at nanotechnology. Over the years, scientists have made exciting developments and discovered numerous innovative applications for nanotechnology. As it stands, nanotechnology has the potential to change life as we know it. Experts in the field believe that nanobots will, in the future, be fitted into our brains to connect us to the virtual world more readily and faster. With the use of brain-computer interface technology, the mind and computer will be one, making humans very powerful beings with access to endless information and solutions to problems that the mind wouldn't be able to solve. If nanotechnology reaches that stage, there may be no need for gadgets like phones and calculators. Well, this is very exciting for the student of the future. Looks like math will not be a universal challenge much longer. 3D print technology. The next tech advancement that we can expect in the future is the rise of 3D print technology. 3D print technology is already advanced, but we can expect it to be even more advanced in 2050. Right now, we have 3D printed tools and homes. In the future, we will be able to print more tools and perhaps even some modes of transportation if bigger machines are built. This technology will also become more accessible to everyone who may want a 3D printer, making the possibilities of what can be printed infinite. If the current trend of open source 3D printable files continues, it will not be long before everyone prints their own large objects like furniture and weapons. Well, here's an idea. How about developing an affordable 3D printer for food? That could be the end of world hunger, despite global warming. Medical. Now we go from the extinction of phones to the eradication of death. Well, by 2050, the finality of death may be a thing of the past. With the brain connected to a computer through BCI technology, the information stored in our brains can be transferred into a hard disk like computer files. That means the data, including memories, can be retrieved and uploaded into another being, maybe a more advanced humanoid robot. This way, the best minds in every field will be preserved and able to continue working on innovations. Another improvement to consider in the medical field is that serious diseases like cancer will be cured. The only downside to this development is that every new technology is very expensive when it first comes out, so the rest of us may not have access to this literally life-saving technology for a while. Transportation. Something that we may have access to is transportation. In 2050, transportation will have immensely changed. With experimentation focused on self-driving cars already underway from car manufacturers such as Tesla, it is not much of a stretch to believe that by 2050, the technology for fully automated vehicles will exist. Some notable advantages of such automated vehicles include a drastic reduction in traffic-related deaths because the vehicles will collaborate with traffic control systems. Another advantage is the change in lifestyle that self-driving vehicles will bring. With no need to man a vehicle, people will be free to choose whether to relax or be more productive as they travel. A lot of free time, considering the amount of time spent in traffic. Another interesting development is the Hyperloop One project by Elon, which aims to move the bulk of public transportation underground. With the use of electromagnetic levitation at historic speeds of 310 kilometers per hour, this train presents the opportunity for a faster, cheaper, and cleaner mode of transportation. And if more people opt for it, then there will be even fewer traffic-related incidents. Fuel. Still on transportation, the fuel used in all future transportation modes will be renewable energy. Currently, the world is plagued by global warming and the threat of depleting natural resources, so we do need to be looking at adapting to a more sustainable source of energy. Now, Hyperloop One is exploring electromagnetic levitation, and the automobile industry has also been looking for ways to reduce harmful vehicle emissions. These are all efforts aimed at achieving the goal of stopping the use of carbon-emitting fuels. Besides those, research is being done on the ocean's wind, solar, and thermal energy. One company in particular, BlueRise, a specialist developer of ocean thermal energy conversion, is working on a project that could completely phase out the use of fossil fuels. Hopefully, BlueRise and their colleagues will be successful soon enough to alleviate some of the environmental problems we face. Space exploration. Now, if there is one thing that has been mentioned as a mitigating option for our current environmental challenges, it's space exploration and colonization. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are set on revolutionizing space technology, with goals of spatial exploration and ultimately enabling people to live on other planets in colonies. With all the strides already made, by 2050, space tourism will also be a reality for those who can afford it. The possibilities for holiday destinations will expand to include places like Mars and the Moon. Unfortunately, a trip to orbit will be significantly expensive, making it exclusive for the extremely wealthy, at least at first. Artificial intelligence. Something that may be available for everyone is artificial intelligence. Already more advanced than most of the innovations mentioned here, the development of artificial intelligence will only get better through the years. Experts in the field believe that AI will surpass the processing power of living brains. That wouldn't be scary if it didn't open the door to the robopocalypse. Luckily, scientists still have to figure out how to impart all the important human values into an AI before it can become a part of our everyday life. But the rise of AI will, of course, change the face of the workforce. Not only that, but the job market will also face radical change, and with the way things are going, about half of the world's current jobs will be extinct, taken over by AI machines and robots. In 2050, the world will be more interconnected and even more driven by data than it is now. Some of us will definitely need to consider a career change. Education. As the job market changes, education will also see some significant changes. Already, there has been an increase in digital learning, especially during the pandemic. By 2050, completely digital schools will be commonplace. Even if we have physically attended schools, they will have no need for books, using tablets and laptops instead. For higher education, experts believe that more than 70% of the student population will be enrolled in online degrees, making education more globalized. A rather welcome step in the right direction if we are to make good education accessible to all, I believe. Online degrees may even be taught by AI-powered robots. At that time, I imagine the robots will be able to prepare course material, give lectures, and mark assignments. Sadly, you may be unable to twist your lecturer's arm, so they give you a deadline extension. The metaverse. Now we move on to the metaverse. Since Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced it, virtual reality and AI have been assimilated into our everyday life through the social media giant. For those who may be a bit confused about the metaverse, you're not alone, and you've come to the right place. The metaverse is a virtual reality computer-generated environment in which you can interact with other users through AI-enabled software. So it's about simulation, with avatars representing users. As metaverse functions get more developed, by 2050 it will be able to offer a full virtual experience that includes shopping to travel right from the comfort of your own home. People will have the option to share their virtual experiences with the world. Imagine taking a trip to your favorite holiday destination with your family, only you're not physically there. That's what the metaverse will offer. It seems to me like the more we get connected, the more we stay apart. Money. Next is money. Even though we will still use money, one thing that has been used less and less over the years is cash. Keeping up with that trend, cash will most likely no longer be used in 2050. All transactions will be done virtually, and new modes of financial transactions will emerge because of AI and decentralized finance. As the world slowly starts to adopt those technologies, we may not even have to do our own grocery shopping anymore, making traditional paper and plastic money even less useful. Like Tesla, which orders its own car parts as needed, our automated pantries and refrigerators may order our groceries. No more getting the wrong milk, or even running out of milk. Real estate. Speaking of the automation of home appliances, the homes in 2050 will also be completely automated smart homes. Although smart homes already exist, the developments that will be available in the next few decades will be a great improvement to what we have now. Smart homes in 2050 will have full AI activation functions, allowing the home to sense our moods and requirements without giving it a single command. Additionally, interactive hologram televisions will exist, meaning that you can verbally call up your hologram TV and it will appear right in front of you. The best part? You will never have to look for the remote again, because you can control the TV with your mind using nanotechnology, as discussed at the beginning of the video. So with that, we have come full circle in this video of exploring what our lives will look like in 2050. To be honest, this is just an exercise of imagination, and I realize that not everything discussed in this video will come true. However, you'd have to agree that none of this is too far-fetched either, as humanity has already planted the roots of many of these technologies. Anyways, one thing is for certain with how technology is progressing. I have no doubt that the world will be very different by 2050, but I do hope that our current societal systems and structures will be able to cope with these coming innovations. So, what do you think of these future innovations? Do you think this is what life will look like in 2050? Let me know.
Czech company Katanga has introduced a unique motorized velomobile, the VM45, which can reach speeds of up to 28 miles per hour. As of today, this is a record for such vehicles. The velomobile's body is made from a composite material. Weighing 174 pounds, the VM45 can carry loads of up to 266 pounds. Its cargo capacity is 92 gallons. The transmission includes 7 speeds, automatic gear shifting, and a 750-watt electric motor. The velomobile also features front and rear lighting systems and dual side mirrors. The VM45 is powered by a 1,240 watt-hour lithium-ion battery, which should be sufficient for a range of 158 miles. There will also be a model available without a motor. It is expected that the price of the non-motorized version will be around $12,108, while the motorized version will cost approximately $14,310. A drone that can dive from a height of 490 feet at a speed of 80 miles per hour. To achieve this, the drone folds its wings in the air and, like a cormorant, plunges downward. This design also helps reduce resistance while moving underwater. The Dipper can swim for 10 minutes at a speed of 6 miles per hour. Furthermore, a unique feature of this innovative drone is that it uses a single engine for both aerial and propeller propulsion. After underwater navigation, the UAV resurfaces, spreads its wings, and takes off from the water surface. Swift transition between the propellers is made possible by a unique coupling system, for which there are no analogs in the world. The first thing people notice when they see this robotic hand is how much it resembles a real human hand. The cloned Hand 16 robotic hand surpasses all similar devices in this aspect. The robotic hand has 27 degrees of freedom, including all thumb joints, giving it an even closer resemblance to a human hand. The way it holds objects, a tennis ball, a saw, a medicine bottle, a dumbbell, and even a drill, is so natural that it truly blows the mind. The robotic clone hand is just one part of the world's first biomimetic android with human-level hands, which specialists from Clone Robotics are currently working on. The device is equipped with a state-of-the-art batch of 36 waterproof electro-hydraulic valves with pressure sensors. According to the developers, this is the strongest, fastest, and most durable hand clone with a working load of 15 pounds and a response time of 50 to 100 milliseconds. The French company Colas has invented and implemented an innovative road marking consisting of LED panels. As a pedestrian approaches such a sign, special sensors activate it, enhancing the visibility of the marking during nighttime and cloudy weather. The panels are removable. They can be easily disassembled and installed in another location. The entire system is designed for long-term use, can withstand heat and cold as well as the mechanical load of passing vehicles. The brightness and other parameters of the LEDs can be adjusted through a special smartphone application. Colas technology has already been successfully tested in various locations in France and has sparked the interest of governments in many EU countries. Introducing the most advanced, secure, and powerful helicopter pad ever created. The device features foldable side edges and takes up minimal space in the hangar. Another great feature is its reliability and minimal maintenance costs. The pad does not rely on hydraulics, pumps, or tubes that could potentially leak. The device is powered by a ball screw that requires no maintenance throughout its operational life. Due to the absence of oil and other technical fluids that could freeze, the pad can be used even in severe cold weather conditions. Norwegian company Hague Aqua has introduced a pilot version of the new innovative technology called Egget for industrial salmon farming. It's a completely enclosed system with a hull made from a composite and polymer mixture. The egg-shaped tank design deflects external forces and forms a sturdy geometric structure. A dome on it prevents waves from entering inside. Moreover, it provides a secure and safe area for the workforce. 90% of the tank is submerged underwater and is not visible during operation. The remaining 10% is above water and is meant for air ventilation within the system. The technology features separate water inflow and outflow. Waste, including fecal matter, is collected in a specialized reservoir and subsequently processed. Water inlets and outlets have dual protection, preventing fish escape and ensuring reliable protection against predators. Solgaard Company has come up with the LifePack suitcase, which transforms into a wardrobe with shelves. Thanks to the portable closet concept, a person can effortlessly find the items needed. Moreover, this transformer bag can be taken on an airplane as carry-on luggage, allowing you to save on baggage fees. A distinctive feature of the suitcase is the built-in rack consisting of 6 vertically arranged pockets. Upon reaching the hotel, it's as simple as detaching the shelving system from the luggage and attaching it to an extended pull-out bracket. And voila! A portable wardrobe is ready. It's worth noting that the manufacturer recommends filling each shelf only up to 70% to ensure that items fit in the suitcase when compressed. Introducing to you the eco-friendly grill that allows cooking solely using solar energy. The core component of the system is a detachable panel with mirrors spanning an area of 62 square feet, which collects sunlight and concentrates it at a single point. You've probably tried to start a fire using a magnifying glass before. Well, this is the same principle, just on a larger scale. Through this focusing, the temperature at a specific point rises to a temperature high enough for cooking meats, much like on a regular grill. This solution aims to reduce the consumption of natural fuel used to power the grill and the amount of harmful emissions released into the atmosphere during its combustion. This invention is particularly relevant for third-world countries, where millions of people live without access to electricity and natural fuel sources. A team of researchers from Virginia have developed super tape with a strength 60 times greater than standard tape. On regular tape, they cut a U-shaped slit. The tape easily comes off if you pull it towards the bottom of the U. Pulling it towards the top increases its stickiness by 60 times. This phenomenon occurs because the direction of force application to the adhesive layer changes. It either stretches or compresses. Experiments showed that boxes sealed with this super tape can withstand exceptionally heavy loads. It can also be used to conveniently attach temporarily wearable devices, making them easy to remove later. The Chefman mini fridge can not only cool items down to 44 degrees Fahrenheit, but also heat them up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. The 4-liter device measures 5 by 5 by 7.5 and includes a removable shelf for storing small items. The fridge is eco-friendly, free from Freon, and easily plugs into a standard home outlet or a 12-volt car charger. You can take it anywhere, to work, fishing, on a trip, or on a picnic. The fridge also features a chalkboard door for writing notes or simply doodling for fun. Which invention truly blew your mind? Share your opinion in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. There's a lot more fascinating information from the world of science and technology ahead of you.